Okay, in this video we're looking at submission data again, and here we're going to break down submissions into three simple categories. Do they occur on the neck, do they occur on the arms, or do they occur on the legs? So next submissions would include neck cranks, guillotine chokes, rear naked chokes, that kind of thing. Arm submissions would be arm bars and Kimuras, that kind of thing. Heel hooks and knee bars in on the leg submissions. You get the idea which part of the body is being attacked for the submissions. So this data again is taken from all UFC fights for over 25 years, so a lot of data points in here to get a solid conclusion from, and we can see that the evidence is pretty overwhelming. Neck submissions are the clear winner here. 77% of all the submissions, are 730 that have happened in the UFC, have happened on the neck. There are a few anomalies that don't fit into these three categories, but they're statistically insignificant, so we just leave them out of this chart. Arm submissions, 180, 19% for arm submissions, and then just a small fraction of these happen on the legs. So the story here is defend that neck, make sure your defenses are sound, because that's by far and away the most likely area that's going to get attacked in high level MMA. If we take a look at the next chart here, then you can see that we break this down year on year. So you might think that historically there's been perhaps more on the neck in the early days and then more on the arms and the legs, or certainly on the legs in more recent times, but this is not the case. In fact, it's very much the opposite. 2005, what we see here at this point, is really what we consider to be modern, the kind of modern era of MMA, when events and fights really hugely increased in volume, and you can see from this point onwards the neck is completely dominant, so even more than we see on the original chart. For 2016, for example, 89% of the submissions happened on the neck and just 11% were on the limbs. That's 10% on the arms and just 1% on the legs. So you can see here these two fainter lines are where we break the limbs down into legs and arms. And you can see the leg line in particular here is, again, very small numbers, very, very small. So we're talking just a few percentage points, quite a high point in 2007 there with 10%, but you see in 2015, no leg submissions whatsoever, and just a few in the last years. So the prolific use of leg submissions that we see in no-gi sub-only competition in particular is not filtering its way through to mixed martial arts, or at least into the UFC just yet. They're still way down the list, and the big numbers are all around the neck. So neck submissions far outweigh anything that occurs on the limbs, and arms are still a long way ahead of the legs in terms of attacking points. For more information like this, more statistical breakdowns, go to MMA1to1.com.